What the heck? Oh.
Choking on the tears of last episode.
All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Hinamatsuri, episode 7.
Last episode was a bit of a doozy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
That was one of the most beautiful things. Like, yeah. And yeah, we'll get some more Hinamatsuri here. Yep. I'm hoping for a lot more with our with our resident adoptee potato girl Hina, and a lot more with Anzu.
Would be great too.
Anzu is like cemented in a lot of ways from past episodes as
best girl.
Yeah, just so precious and so just amazing. And I know she's gonna be okay. She's gonna be okay in this new environment. She's gonna have a good time with his new family. They seem like really good people. So yeah. And then of course Hitomi is awesome as well.
Yes,
hopefully
of course.
We'll get more of her as well. But yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah, y'all. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Oh.
Just like my uniform.
Oh my God! She's like boring for now. Just sitting and watching. She's gonna be looking at the food and be like, "What? Yeah.
It costs this much."
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
俺ホイコーロー。お客様はとてもお金持ちです。俺のことバカにしてんの？ラーメンホイコーローです。じゃああいつは神様的な感じじゃなくてただの人ですか？ねえ、バカにしてんの？ね
え。This is amazing.
おじさんとおばさんに引き取られて。へえ、よかったな。
Yeah.
すいません。あ、はい。ひなとはえらい違い。ダメだ。考えちゃダメだ。なんと1500円になります。うん。この子はどうしたんですかね。大量の金見て固まってやがる。ああ、割り箸は捨てていいんだよ。洗ってまた使うんじゃないの？しげさんに洗えばまた使えるって言われてた。やばい。暗号の中に大勢の人がいるんだ。この先ほとんど否定することになりそうだ。とはこれからもやれそうかい？うん、頑張るわ。これお水じゃない。でもいつも公園の水で洗ってたし平気だけど。もうあったかい水使っていいのよ。
Oh my God. Oh. Oh, this must be so like enriching for them just to be like we get to be like in the oh, it's got her name and everything there.
いつも授業中に寝て、今日の遊興は許しません。あなたは学校に何しに来ているんですか？その顔は。もう私だって怒りたきにして怒っているんですよ。私この愛や俺が出た。
Hina was like trying so hard to like not get frustrated.
つまんねえなら。Oh
no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! You just told her an ambiguous. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Is Hina gonna try and run for student council president?
Oh no! New school rules. Oh no!
Oh no!
No one? Oh no. And take power. It is. Yes, yes, indeed. Oh, right. Because it's just one class. I'm dumb. There's the whole school.
Exactly.
Oh my god. This is going to be amazing. She's awake. She's writing. Yeah, that's not a speech. Yeah, it's not a speech at all. You need to have her watch a movie about like a politician or something.
Yeah.
Hold on. I need to wake up. Yeah. Yeah, you are. Yes. He's gonna give her a great speech.
Yeah.
This is incredible. Oh my god. An actual mob boss is gonna help her. Oh my god. A lawyer.
Nita's daughter needs to write a speech to become student council president.
This is amazing. And Hina's gonna say it with her deadpan, just the thing is, you know what's gonna be genius about this? They probably have a time limit, right?
Possibly.
But the thing is she's gonna have like 2 pages. Yeah, look, it's 4 pages long.
She's just gonna keep reading.
Keep reading. Yeah. Yeah, what a badass. Oh my god. Competitive bidding? Oh, the teachers are gonna vote for her. Yeah. Yeah, what information? Right. She's like, she's not happy.
Yeah. She's like, this sounds so boring.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
She's the secretary in the place of Hina.
Yep.
She's like, I need to go.
No, don't you chotomate at me. Ooh, these two.
But let's face it, Hitomi runs this place.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Top 10 most unexpected lines.
Wow.
You do know what pride is, don't you, me? Like, this is amazing.
So she's just getting advice from Hitomi.
Aww. But I will help all I can. Yes.
Hitomi is getting stretched so thin.
Yes. Ah! Wow. Yeah, good. Uh-oh, you insulted her. Oh. Why? Oh, and the vase is still there.
と言いたいところだが、実際攻めあぐねていたのも事実。
Oh! Ah! Ah! Oh my god! Oh no! No! Oh my god!
私にもお母さんが欲しいから。
ひな。
だから言って。
次会うときはお母さんも一緒だ。
Wow. Wow. That was like a big statement. Yeah.
男に言ったよしふみ。今ここで勝負を決める。
I hope this isn't all just a build up to a joke where the date goes horribly, but like they spent a whole chunk of the day together, like a good.
Oh, what did she say?
I don't know.
What did he ask?
Drooling. What? What? Did she just disassemble him? Like. Oh my god! What? Yeah, yeah!
ひなちゃん、お母さんだよ。ひなちゃん、お待たせ。笑って。ほら、笑って。
Oh, that's so sweet, though. That's so sweet. He's such a goober, and he tries, and he actually like genuinely tried, and she's just like, no, shut him down. I don't date divorced single dads. It's like, shot through the heart, and you're to blame. That was an amazing episode. That was so funny.
That was wonderful.
There was so many little like. Little wonderful things in there.
So wholesome. And Hina running for student council president with a speech written by the Yakuza lawyer.
It's perfect. I also loved the poor teacher, just like, Hina, I've had it. You're sleeping constantly. What is the deal? You know I don't like this, so what are you here for? Like, she's even trying to like ask good questions. She's not just chewing her out. And then Hina's just like, and then like Hitomi drawing a devil like sketched into her notebook. Oh man. It's fantastic.
Wow.
All right, that was just an amazing episode.
That was wonderful.
This had all the comedy, the comedy,
but
and
still so wholesome.
So many wholesome things in it.
Like all the times when Anzu is like learning how to like do the work and stuff, and she's freaking out about things like just how much the twice cooked pork costs.
Cost 800 yen.
800 yen.
You must be rich. And he's like, "Are you insulting me?"
Yeah. She's like, I could buy 8 cup noodles with that much money.
Just like, tissue, please. It's like, oh, it's so perfect.
And then
so
the whole thing of like, you know, the washing the chopsticks and all the stuff of like the lights in the room and just being like, this is actually my room. It's
going to the cash register and being like, oh, it's just so sweet.
And the fact that she still has her name tag thing that she had on her house.
Yeah.
She was with the homeless people and she still has that hung up here.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
And then there was the stuff with Hina and Hitomi later, which was great too.
Yes. The Hina stuff was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Was hilarious.
I mean,
every bit of it felt like they were just combining skits somehow into a linear narrative.
Yep.
And it just kept building. It kept working. It kept getting funnier. It was fantastic. Just the way that Hina would be like, I am just taking what everyone says when they give me these ambiguous kind of ideas and instructions, and I'm just not asking for clarification because the way I work is I just absorb things like a sponge and just kind of go, that compares to this mob boss I saw on TV,
and I love
which must be real because it's on TV. And then
the whole thing of like, you'll feel better if you talk to someone about it. And he's like, yeah. Wait, what? I saw it on TV.
And he's like, wow, okay. I don't know why I expected anything else.
and then see, here's the thing. There's the fact that Hina is the way she is, right?
Yes,
and that's funny and that's great.
Yes, it's amazing.
But see, here's the thing. Who's worse, the fool or the fool who follows the fool? So Nita gave her a speech prepped by the Yakuza lawyer. But he didn't think to, I don't know, like, have her practice it with him or, you know, anything like that. He just gives her the speech and he's like, all right, you go. That was, I'm pretty sure, the first time Hina had read that speech.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. And in fact, a lot of ways, this is the thing, is that he was never intending to help her. Just because his Yakuza boss was like, you must be there for her.
Right.
He didn't say, oh, yes, boss, yes, boss.
Right.
He was just like, huh? And then he's like,
I will happily take the speech from the lawyer and hand it to Hina. You know?
Right, that's about all he was going to do.
Right.
And the thing is that in some ways, remember, he doesn't have a very high opinion of Hina's cognitive abilities with regards to how to do these kinds of things. And
past experience has supported that.
So it's these little moments though where she genuinely does help him though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where she gets him the date.
Yep.
Because in a lot of ways, by being blunt about it and by being upfront, you can get
honesty.
You can get things moving a lot faster. And yes, it worsens her opinion of it worsens Utako's opinion of Nita when Hina comes in. It's just like, you know, he feeds me everything and then gives me whatever I want when I ask, and saying just kind of things and stuff like that. But
the reasons for things sort of going wrong a lot of the time in this show, when it comes to character decisions, have leaps of logic of varying degrees.
Sure.
But then you have things like, for instance, Hina busting her foot because Nita's spinning her around and he's like, you're amazing, and then whack, and then suddenly she's in the hospital and he's like, I can't just I gotta stay here with you. But then she's like, go, go, like makes me think of Ruby and Zwei. Like,
see, the way Hina, I think, thinks about it is like, if he's not here, then I cannot have my mother. And it's just like, oh, that's so wholesome and wonderful.
I want Hina to be able to have a mom, but then the reason why Utako like turned Nita down, like, because she said the whole thing of I don't date single divorced dads or whatever, and it's like, sure, okay. But the actual reason of like, not wanting to basically make Nita be dividing his time and attention between, and it's like, come on, really, really, but whatever, it helps maintain the status quo, I guess, with how that goes, because that would change things a fair amount.
But in some ways, like, we can think about it in another way of looking at it. If you went on a date with someone for the first time and most of what they did was talk about someone else that wasn't there, that would be a little bit of a turnoff.
Sure, but I could see it being different if it's
their kid.
If it's their kid.
Sure, yeah. but still.
But like, still, yeah.
The
it's
idea
like,
of being like, well, can you separate the two? Maybe you can't. Maybe it's not a thing of where she doesn't want to come in between the two of them, but it's more of that she would be coming in between the two of them. And that's something that might make him resent her in some ways. Like, just a little bit. Like, that's one way to look at it.
Right. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
But this episode was fantastic.
This episode was fantastic. It was hilarious, though. So many comedy moments.
Situations that they got themselves into were just wonderful, and the fact that Hina ran for student council president,
she actually did
the lawyer, and then ended up becoming the secretary. You know, and it's like, okay, of course, totally. But then because she's like, well, this is boring, and never shows up again, then Hitomi gets roped into it, and now she's the secretary for the student council, and on her second year of high school, or are they in high school?
I think so. I'm not sure.
No, or maybe they're in middle school. But in her second year, she could totally end up being the student council president, which makes sense. But that, in addition to the fact
more work
of going
for her
to school and
having her job as a bartender,
exactly. And then also stuff like trying to make sure that Hina can get a mom, on the side. It's like, oh man,
Hitomi just keeps like burdening herself with so much stuff because she's unable to really say no. I think
at some point, watch. Hitomi's gonna go. Now this probably actually won't happen, but I could totally see Hitomi going to the place where Anzu works, not even realizing that Anzu works there the first time.
Oh, sure.
And just being like, I'm gonna get some lunch. I don't have time to like go back home or anything. I'm busy. You know. And then Anzu's just
eats all the food.
She pulls out her wallet and just
full of cash. You know.
Yeah. And Anzu's just like, what?
How?
Yeah.
How? What are those? Oh
man.
my god. So we have all this chaos. We have all this stuff here. The thing, though, that is a nice kind of carrying over continuity thing that I could see them referencing, though, a lot, is that Hina is starting to understand more and more what makes a family unit, what makes a family dynamic.
Right.
And the idea is that she has desires with this. Why this is the case, though, could be kind of interesting. Is it just a thing of where mothers just seem to be in the TV shows like the ones that are always caring for you? So she's like, that's better than what Nita does. So I'd rather have a mother than Nita.
And let's face it. Nita is a caretaker. He is not a dad.
That is true.
Right? You know, he does not do the things that dads do.
He did the kind of the pick up and spin her around, which was like, that was a wholesome kind of fun dad thing.
Sure.
And he wasn't as, it's something he's probably never done in his life. And so he didn't know the speed at which he was like,
well, and he's never done that before, so he didn't think about the fact that, I could whack her against the wall.
Yeah.
But, and while he definitely cares about Hina, he doesn't help her with school projects or things like that. It's just hey, you do that on your own.
No, I mean, come on, like Hina does not bring that stuff back.
That's
there's no way true. Hina is like giving him like any kind of a feedback of even what's going on at school.
Right, but basically,
school is boring.
He keeps Hina fed and he keeps a roof over her head.
Yep,
and that's about it.
And keeps her from being dead.
Right, and I guess, like. I was gonna say takes her to school, but I'm not entirely sure if he even does that. Because I think she maybe just takes the bus or something, or walks.
OP, she walks, yeah. So she walks to the bus stop or something like that.
Yeah. So, Nita's not a dad.
Yeah. There was some fun stuff with the other students, Kengo, Takashi, Sayo.
Yep.
Sayo trying to sneak in every handhold she can get with Hitomi.
So lewd.
Yeah, so dedicated, though. Yep. I appreciate that fervor. And also, I like how she tried to basically be like, hold up, chotamate, this could be amusing. Like, don't try to, like, stifle this from Hina. Like, the idea that Sayo enjoys Hina being this little chaos machine is, like... Yep. As more than just the sleeping, just,
And the idea of the homeroom teacher being like, wait, what?
Are you crazy? And she just keeps her hand held up, just like,
okay. And then the other teacher is like, oh wow, you actually have a student that's fired up enough to want to run for student council president. And he's like, no.
That's not how that works. And then that's a good question. In Japan, you can have more than just first years in your class, right?
No, they keep it separated by year and then multiple classes within the year.
Because then the teacher should have been like, wait, why is someone running for student council president in your class if they're all first years?
Well, I mean, he probably has multiple classes that he teaches.
Sure. Sure.
I
don't think so, though. I think it's usually that you have a specific teacher for a specific class.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if they have, if there's 3 years for each school or whatever, right? And then maybe they have 5 different classes and then all the different subjects, they're not going to have, 15 teachers for each subject.
Oh, I always thought it was a thing of where it was like, I guess that would be homeroom teacher. He's their homeroom teacher. Yeah.
So he probably does homeroom for...
And that's about it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. For other students as well.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. But we have a lot though with Nita this episode, just giving some of the most amazing lines.
Oh yeah,
throughout
when Hina. I think my favorite comedy moment this episode might be when Hina basically tells him, I'm going to be running for student council president. And he's like, oh, hold on. He goes, splashes his face. He's like, okay, I'm awake now. Sorry, what was that? I'm going to be running for student council president.
I guess I am awake.
They're all
all these little moments where Nita doesn't respond directly to the words being said with words, but he responds with kind of this like
action
response
sort of thing. Kind of a thing.
And it's brilliant comedy. It's brilliant. I love it so much. And in the moment, the other thing that he seems to do sometimes is he'll jump really far ahead once someone says something just kind of stupid near him. Basically, whenever Hina said something stupid near him, he'll just be like, "Oh, what was that?" Like
well, or things like Anzu being like, "Oh, 800 yen, you must be rich," and he's like, "Are you insulting me?"
Yeah. Man. Nita's lines are fantastic. I loved that he had this promise of, next time I come back, it will be with your mother, your future mom or what have you, and I will make you cry tears of joy. And I'm just like, I've seen this romance anime. This is amazing. He's like promising like all these good things and stuff, and I'm like, I hope this isn't all the setup for a joke, and it was.
Well, I mean, because let's be real, that wasn't going to happen, you know. But then like, he still takes things like, hi Hina, and of course Hina does not smile at all. You know,
just like,
yeah, she's like, what do you take me for, a potato? Like, what are you talking about? I'm smarter than that. Come on, Nita, try harder.
Yeah. Hina's just disappointed in you.
Yep.
Disappointed in you, Hina. It's like Nita makes a promise about bringing back mom. Yeah. Hina will remember that. Comes back. Hina-chan, minus like 50 influence with Hina, you know.
Well, and like, the whole thing. But I love the whole thing of the when she ran for student council president, she didn't say I got secretary, because in her mind that was nothing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? But then he's like, oh well, you know, good job, and you know, let's go out to eat. You know, do you want anything? And she's like, ekoradon, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, her light. The times when her face lights up with joy is just some of the best moments. Just just like,
yep, yeah.
You could have done that. It's like, yeah, of course.
Oh man, but yeah, but as good as the stuff with Hina and Nita and Hitomi was this episode, Anzu, like just the amount of wholesomeness that comes from whenever she's on screen is just too damn high. Like, it's yeah. And her new parents being like, oh my god, like this, like both this is where she came from, but now she's so excited to just have a bed and things like that, and then the dad being like, oh, I said that I would like she would hold all of who she basically like Shige and stuff like inside her, and now I'm kind of undoing all of that by my new way of teaching her things, and it's just like, oh. Ooh. Yep.
Like we had foster brothers in our house and stuff like that, and one of the things that was very, very common in certain circumstances was they would have moments when we first brought some of them in where they weren't used to the idea of consistent meals, or like, you know, like moments where it would be like, okay, so like let's get you some new shoes and stuff, and it'd just be like oh, and it's these little moments where you're just like, oh, I'm gonna cry, like I'm gonna cry, like it's not as wholesomely like cute and adorable as, you know, an anime is, because there's no like gloriously colorful presentation and all that.
Yep.
But it's just like,
but
oh, you know, like,
yeah, good memory, because I'd almost completely forgotten about those things happening.
Yeah, the idea of like a cup of noodles being so exciting, but it's all like, oh no, let's make, you know, like let's grill some meat and like have some really good,
have some burgers or
some really good sandwiches or something like that, and they're just like, like, so wholesome.
This show, I love it. Like, because the thing is that like, okay, having a comedy show, great, awesome, wonderful, love comedy. But when you can take it that step further, right, where it's not just the one thing, right, but it's something else. That because the thing is that as good as comedy is, it can get kind of forgettable for me, even if it's like some of the best comedy out there. If it doesn't have anything else with it, kind of the same. It's kind of the same way with me with like action, right?
Sure.
Even if there's this great action show, if it doesn't have some other dimension to it,
right?
Then it's just sort of like a great fun watch, and then I kind of
like
forget about it.
Thing,
yeah, exactly. You know, and those are great. I love those. But when you have something where it has the one thing that kind of is what you're expecting it to be,
right?
You know, but then it has this other thing there that's going to stick with you. You know, you're going to carry that weight. Like that's that's. Thanks for getting us to watch this show. Yeah. This I love it.
Yeah, Hinamatsuri was one that I was really excited to watch, and now that I'm watching it, I had
you weren't excited enough. Yeah,
I had no idea it was going to be this good.
Yeah.
So we had episode 6, which was just the like the heartthrob, and now we get this one where we brought back some good comedy, but we kept a lot of that wholesome stuff. Let's like,
keep going.
I can't wait for the next episode. Man. So y'all, if you want to see that next episode's reaction discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us about these stories or about anime in general. You can get involved with community events there, and you can also talk with Jacob about his book.
That's right. My sci-fi novel Battle Lines is still available for purchase on Amazon. Link in the description below. And there's some signed copies on there too. So
yeah,
go check it out.
Check it out. It's awesome. So if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.